Hi, this is Miss Cluis, and I'm attempting to make a short tutorial video to help you navigate your computer a little bit better. This is just for a laptop or a digital device. We're not really going on the internet. So, what you're going to want to do first, you can see, right? Like if you watch that video I posted, there's lots of icons, and I want to mention too that this video, my computer is going to look a little bit different than our computers at school. One, because it is a 2-in-1 tablet laptop. So there's applications and not necessarily programs the way there would be on a desktop computer. Another thing is that I'm running Windows 10, and Windows 10 looks quite a bit different than I believe we're running probably Windows 7 at school. And so that's going to look a little bit different. But the nice thing is that Microsoft tends to use pretty similar stuff. So we'll see. So anyway, remember I always tell you to go to your start menu. Well, it's always in the left-hand bottom corner. Mine just is a little window, and it brings up a bunch of different stuff for me because this is my personal laptop. So we're going to start with Word, and if you don't see it in like most used, or sometimes you'll see it in different places, if you don't know where to find it, you can just, in your start menu, you can type in Word, and it should come up. And so you just click on it, and it will open Word. Then, a lot of times it'll list your recent stuff, so if you're looking for bell work, and you want to just do your bell work, and you already know where it's saved, then you can click and open a file. Or it might say open a file, and you can open other documents, you can open other stuff. Let's just say for the sake that we're going to do a blank document so I can show you how to save and do all of that stuff as a reminder. So click blank document, and it's going to open a blank document. Then, if you can see, up in the left-hand corner is your save icon. So you can see that it says save, Control S. So if you hit the Control button and S, it will automatically save your stuff. Now I want to mention the first thing is that the difference between save and save as. And so the first time that we save a document, we're just saving it, but it's also doing a save as because all it's called right now is document 1, and we haven't designated a name for it yet. So we're going to go ahead and save. See, it comes up as save as, and we want to make sure we save it in the correct place. This is where at school you go through and go to computer, share drive, computer science, and find our folders for your class and your name. Here, I just saved in my documents folder, and we'll talk about backing things up later. And I'm going to enter my file name as practice 1, because we always want to give it something memorable, and then I'll hit save. And then it takes me back to my document, and my document has been saved in the location that I want it, hopefully, with the name that I want it, if I was careful and followed those steps. So let's say I do some work. This is Word 2016. So a lot of computers at school have 16 and some have 10, and they're slightly different. So if you have questions, just let me know, but it's basically the same thing. And part of learning is being able to apply what you learn to some things and transfer it to something else. And so try it out. Everything in Word is basically in the same place, okay? So in your home button or your home little tab, you have copy, cut, and paste, which we have shortcuts for, which is really nice. You have your font that changes the way that your letters look. Maybe I feel like Arial black today. Bold, italics, size of your font, color of your font, making your words word art and stand out. Centering your text and making it different places. Bullets, numbers, all kinds of stuff. Paint can for filling. Borders. And notice that if you kind of hold it over it, it'll tell you what it is. So that's really helpful with Word too, is that it'll tell you the shortcut, but also what that does for you. Okay. You also have insert, which you can insert page breaks where it's not an actual page, tables, pictures, charts. You can look stuff up and put in quotes. All really neat stuff. Word art, date and time, objects, a text box so you can kind of format things the way that you want them to look, and it can be pretty fun. We'll play around with it. There's also drawing, where you can draw shapes with different colors and thicknesses. With free drawing, there's all different kinds of stuff. Design gives you, if you're going to write a paper or a brochure or something, some different ways to do that depending on what you're using Word for. Okay, there's also layouts. This is helpful tab, I would say, because it gives you your margins, which means you can change how far away the cursor is or the words are from the side of the page. So we're at a normal 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, but let's say I wanted it narrow. See, it's going to move where my words are closer up here and not as far away from the page edge. So you can also change your orientation from a portrait, which is up and down, to a landscape, side to side. The size of the page, if you want columns like a newspaper or something. Breaks, like I said, so all kinds of different stuff in here. We don't really need to know so much about referencing yet, or mailing. Review, you have your word check, but just the note is that if you type something and you mess up, sometimes it'll autocorrect it for you. Okay, so I purposely misspelled a word. Oh, it'll just, right now it's just fixing it for me if it's an easy enough spell, which you have to be careful of too. So let's see if I can like misspell a word good enough that. So notice that I can, what I did, alright? So this means the word is spelled incorrectly. I right click, and then it gives me word choices. And I was trying to spell snowman. Then that you can change it without having to go and actually click the grammar spelling button, and that will tell you that it's all good. So you also have a thesaurus, a word count if you have to have a certain amount of words, I mean, we'll go over this in a little bit bigger detail later. But that's kind of a basic run through of what Word can do. Oh, and if you make a mistake, like, oh, I just deleted a bunch of my stuff, well, there's the back button, undo type, or Control Z, and it will undo. You can hit it until it doesn't remember it anymore. So, see, and I can actually go forward if I take it back too far. So those are all really useful devices. You also want to make sure you save every once in a while, and that's just saving. We already have practice 1 and it's saved in my documents folder. When I hit this now, it just saves it. If I want it somewhere else, or I want to save that copy but change it in a different way or use it in a different way, then I have to go to save as, which I want to save it as something else. Or maybe I want to save it in a different place to back it up, like on a flash drive. You can call it something else and save it somewhere else, but you can't call it the same thing and save it in the same place. So now I basically have 2 versions, and it changed what it was called. I have 2 copies of this now, but they're 2 separate copies. So I'll go over again what save versus save as is, but that was a short tutorial of how to find a document and also open a document and save as a document with a little tutorial of Word. So it was only about 10 minutes. So let me know if you have any questions, because that's what class is for. So thank you for listening to the video, and look forward to class.